Hi, kids. Okay, Stanley Kubrick's next film is A Clockwork Orange, released in 1971. So, follows up 2001, A Space Odyssey, which is about the distant, not too distant, 30 years into the future, space exploration. Look at what man can do, all of the inventions that we can have, to a less distant future where it's, oh no, look what man can do. So, this is based on an Anthony Burgess novel. Anthony Burgess' story is interesting. Um, he based some of the story based on his own experiences. Burgess' wife was raped um, during World War II by two American deserters. She was pregnant at the time, lost the child. So Burgess served in the military. He served in the war. He was discharged from the military when he had collapsed, and they diagnosed him with having an inoperable brain tumor. Said he had a year to live, gave him some money for his widow to have when he passed. Around the same time, his father-in-law, who had some money, passed away. So now there's that money and some inheritance. Thinking that he only has a year to live, he starts to write. He's got to write some novels so his wife can sell them, live off the money. So, A Clockwork Orange is one of those novels. He wrote 16 novels in the next 10 years. Now, next 10 years. So, turns out he didn't have a brain tumor. He didn't only have a year to live because he lived quite some time. How does Kubrick come to this? So, Terry Southern, who Kubrick worked with on Doctor Strangelove, had acquired the rights to the novel. He had tried to adapt it, was unsuccessful. He sold those rights to his lawyer, and then he said to Kubrick, hey, maybe you should check this out. Maybe you can do something with it. Because now at this point, this is kind of Kubrick's MO, right? The novel that no one thinks can be adapted, like Lolita, he tackles that. And he says, look, I can do it. So he signs a deal with Warner Brothers, and they acquire the rights. And he goes to work adapting it. This is the first time, though, where Kubrick just adapts it himself. Normally, right, he goes to the author and says, here, can you write a screenplay for me? And then he takes that and then he does his Kubrick thing over top of the screenplay, but the author usually gets screenplay credit because they wrote a screenplay. Kubrick doesn't do that this time. He just takes it, adapts it, goes and films it. He had seen Malcolm McDowell play a rebellious youth in a film called If, sorry. So he saw that and said, yep, that's my Alex. Cast him in the role. And the two of them collaborated quite a lot. He gave Malcolm, a lot to say in everything. The behavior, the scenes, they would pretty much, which is not uncommon for Kubrick, that here's the scene, let's rehearse it, let's improvise, let's come up with something that works. So Malcolm McDowell suffered a bit, which is known, right? He scratched his cornea in that scene. He also broke some ribs. He nearly drowned, but he still had a great time. So the film was released as rated X. Kubrick got final cut, so he wanted it to release it in his rawest form as he intended it. Also, it wasn't too worrying at this point in 1971 releasing a film rated X because Midnight Cowboy had come out in 1969, was rated X, and it won Best Picture. So it's not that scary to release rated X, especially when you're someone maybe as supremely confident in your abilities as Stanley Kubrick. Uh, but 1974 in the UK, anyways, there was some copycat crimes. There was some protesting. So Kubrick had the film withdrawn in 1974 in the UK. So after that point, you could not see A Clockwork Orange in the UK. It was re-released in 2000, which is after Kubrick's death, and then you can watch it again. The film, back down to Kubrick's small budget, like Lolita, it's $1.3 million, made $114 million at the box office. So it was quite successful internationally. Maybe the Americans were a little afraid of it. And it was also nominated for 4 Academy Awards. Didn't win any of them. Mentioned in 2001, Kubrick only won one for special effects. He was nominated for Best Director, Best Screenplay, and it was nominated for Best Picture, and also editing. So all of those things that Kubrick had quite a heavy hand in. Instead, this is the year that William Friedkin wins Best Director, and his film, uh, The French Connection, wins Best Picture. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Bye.